I think at this point we have the base. Focus on my face, camera. Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're doing another episode on the 97 Suzuki GSXR 600 Shroud. Today we're going to rebuild the fuel pump. I think I have all the parts. I hope I have all the parts. I hope I have all the right parts. Yeah, if this video works out, good chance it won't. But if it does, this should be the last video before the start attempt. Yeah, we're going to fire that thing up. I'm getting pretty excited. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. Let's go take a look at this fuel pump. So, I mean, in all honesty, this thing looks pretty hopeless, but I've got a bunch of parts. We're going to try and bring it back to life, and let's see what happens. I've got a little piece of cardboard here because it's so nasty and it needs some serious cleaning that it's even too nasty for my workbench. So I got a little piece of cardboard here to kind of soak up the nastiness that's going to come off of this as we take it apart and clean it. And let me show you all the parts I've got. So this piece here hooks up to the fuel pump and also hooks up to this filter. This is really just kind of to catch all the big debris that might be inside the gas tank. Hopefully we don't have too much of that. I'll probably buy a couple of these and take the gas tank off the bike at some point in the future once it's been running. It's got some miles on it. We've got the actual fuel pump. We've got a new petcock. We've got gasket and screws. We've got fuel line. Actually, I think this is the vacuum line. I don't think I have the fuel line. We'll use what we've got for now. All right, let's start taking this thing apart. So I think we have the fuel pump as disassembled as we're going to get it. Right here, this is the petcock. There's a vacuum line and a fuel line. We've got a whole new assembly to replace this whole thing. This is the actual pump itself. It sits inside this. This basically sits right here between the base. Well, it might help if I put the camera in the right place. This sits between the fuel pump and the base, and then this screen filter sits right here like this, just to kind of get any of the larger debris filtered out. The fuel pump sits on top of this guy. This is nasty. It's just absolutely nasty. So we got a lot more cleaning to do here. We've got the new fuel pump. We've got the new petcock. We've got the new filter. We've got this new fuel pump base. What we don't have is this guy right here. So if I remember correctly, and that's a big if, the way the fuel light works on the 97 GSXR 600 is when you get low, which I believe is this top sensor, the fuel light it either comes on solid or it starts to blink. Then when you get down to this lower sensor, it does the opposite. So let's just say it starts blinking when you get fuel low, and then it turns into a solid amber light when you get all the way down to this sensor. So I'm gonna see, I don't want to try and salvage it just because these wires, they're so brittle and stiff. I'm gonna go see if I can order a replacement. Otherwise we will do our best to salvage this guy. Come on, focus camera, focus. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I believe when you get low fuel, it starts to blink, and then it turns into a solid low fuel light when you get down to this sensor, and that's what these guys are for. We're getting there. We're getting there. Slow but steady. It's a marathon, man, not a sprint. I think at this point we have the base. Sometimes I don't even know why I get out of bed in the morning. All right, one more time. At this point, I think we have the fuel pump base plate about as clean as we're going to get it. And I'm going to share with you which one of these products actually worked the best. We'll get to that in a second. Over here, we've got the parts that we're going to reuse. We've got 2 bolts for the petcock on the outside. We've got 3 nuts, lock washers, and screws. We've got a tab that basically bends over the top of the fuel pump. And then we've got our low fuel light sensors. We are reusing these. I could not find these anywhere to save my life. We cleaned them up best as we could, and we're going to put them back in and hope they work. Over here is all the junk we're going to throw away. The old fuel pump, the old petcock, hoses, the screen mesh, and this base that kind of feeds the fuel pump. Or at least it sits between the fuel pump and the base plate. All of that we have new parts for. All of these we will reuse. And this came out pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but you can see a lot of scratch marks because I used a little flat tip screwdriver. But let me talk about this stuff here. All right, so if you didn't see already the previous video to this one, I believe it was the previous video, I did kind of a product review on Super Clean. That is a degreaser primarily. I tried out this rust dissolver naval jelly. This one is made by Loctite. And then, I mean, WD-40 is just an all-around amazing product. Originally, I think WD-40, WD stands for water displacement, but it's known for doing a good job with rust and being kind of a bit of a protectant. And then Goof Off. Guess which one actually did the best by far? I mean, there was a significant difference. All of these helped a little bit. They all helped clean a little bit, but one of them stood out above the rest by far. I wouldn't say that this was a rust problem. I wouldn't call it a grease problem. It was whatever happens when you leave something stuck in 15-year-old fuel. And that's what all of these parts were, just submerged in the gas tank that still had fuel in it for the last 15 years. Goof Off. Goof Off is an adhesive remover. That's the best way I could describe the gunk that was stuck on all these parts, and primarily this base plate. Goof Off worked really, really well. There may be other kind of adhesive removers, but that's the primary purpose of Goof Off that I know of, is its adhesive removing power. And you know, this stuff that was caked on here, it kind of had a sticky feel to it. So without knowing more about the fermentation process of metal in gasoline, the best way I could describe it is it was kind of sticky and gooey and kind of felt like an adhesive. And Goof Off kicked butt, man. Let the reassembly begin. Well, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching the video. If you happen to be rebuilding a fuel pump, check out highflowfuel.com, www.highflowfuel.com. The fuel pump that I got is made by Quantum something or other, and I purchased it through that highflowfuel.com website. Everything else I got from Rocky Mountain ATV and motorsport.com through their OEM section on their website. You can actually look at old school microfishes and pick out the different parts that you want. I'm fairly happy with the way the fuel pump came out, with the fuel pump rebuild. All that's left to do is to stick it back in the tank, hook up the fuel and vacuum lines, and throw the tank back on the bike. Start this damn thing up, man. So next video, same time, same place, same channel, monkey butt. What am I doing, man? Yeah, it's gonna be good. It'll probably leak like crazy. It'll probably take me like 4 more videos to get this thing running, but we're gonna throw the battery in there. We're gonna throw it all back together, and we're gonna turn the key, and hopefully the starter motor still turns. That's it, man. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the little bell so that you know the next time I upload a video. And go check out all the other videos. There's a whole bunch, man. Got lots of street videos. I got some motocross videos because I love motocross. I can't wait to get back out to the track. It's been like 2 months since the last time I rode. Oh, doesn't that Ninja look awesome? Love the way that bike looks. All right, I think that's it, man. We'll this is getting weird, so I'll leave now. We'll see you guys later, and see you in the next video. Don't forget, next Monday we're gonna start the Gixxer up. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. I think. Bye. Oh, keep the rubber side down. See you in the next video. Bye.